What is going on, PGA DFS fans? Welcome to the Valero Texas Open. While most of the talk around the industry will be about the Masters, and trust me, I am just as excited as everybody else for next week. Pretty much the opening of spring, if you will. We've got one more week to maybe try and earn some satellites into some big contests for next week or win some life-changing money. So make sure you like and subscribe to our channel here. We're going to have an amazing amount of content coming out and great pieces of work over the next 10 to 14 days. Plus, I want to thank Yahoo, the sponsor of this video on demand series. They'll be having some huge contests next week and also some good ones this week for the Valero Texas Open. So let's learn a little bit about this week's event as we head to San Antonio. TPC San Antonio is the host of this event, has been for quite some time. We missed it during the COVID year, but they ended up throwing a Corn Ferry Tour event in there in its place. So at least it didn't go without a tournament. It is a par 72, 74, 7,500 yards, somewhere in that range, which does play pretty much equal to what we will see at Augusta next week, maybe a little bit shorter. 63% is the driving accuracy, a very difficult golf course designed by Greg Norman to hit the fairway. Greens in regulation are even tougher, coming in around 61%. But once you're on the green or around it, it is very easy. The average green size is coming in at around 6,400 square feet. In terms of the hardest golf holes here, it's going to be the par 4 9th. That's the hardest, followed by the par 4 4th, par 3 13th, and the par 4 15th. But then you switch over to the easiest holes, and one of the par 5s is much easier than the others, but the other par 5s are going to require some long shots into the greens here. And then you also got the par 4 drivable 17th. Well, maybe not quite drivable, but 350 yards. It does play as one of the top 5 easiest. So you get 17 and 18, two of the top 5 easiest golf holes to finish the event. So a lot of scoring to go on there. Speaking of scoring, let's turn over to Jordan Spieth's event last year where he put up 120 DFS points. Charlie Hoffman not too far behind him, around 117, which gave us an average top 10 score. Well, that came in right around 94 points last year, which about average, I would say, for a PGA Tour event, with the average top 10 salary coming in just over $8,000. And the average ownership coming in at 10.3%, which I'd say is a little bit higher than average. We did have quite a few chalky golfers end up in the top 10 last year, including Jordan Spieth, who was very highly owned as the winner. Charlie Hoffman also was 20% owned as well, and he came in second. So anytime you have about 40% ownership between the top 2 finishes in the event, you can expect it to be rather chalky. Now, to finish up on TPC San Antonio, the Oaks course, it's going to have Bermuda greens everywhere. It's Texas, so that's pretty standard. But the top strokes gain stat is what I wanted to go over. If you want a little bit more information on this, check out my First Cut article that is free each and every week on Awesemo.com. The top strokes gain stat this week is strokes gained tee to green. It has the highest total strokes gained tee to green of all top 10 finishers of any event we've played up into in this season, with strokes gained putting coming so far down. Now, the reason to that is probably because the greens are so easy here that it does maybe nullify some of the great putters. It takes away their advantage quite a little bit. So that's why we see it having the lowest strokes gained putting of any top 10 this year. Now, in terms of approach yardages, we're going to see about 20% come from the 150 to 175 category. And I already mentioned the long par 5s. We're going to get a lot of shots from 250 plus this week. All right. Now we're going to go on to our player preview here. It is an open, so we should have 144 golfers here in the field. We don't have many in the top 10. In fact, Rory McIlroy, the way it sits right now, is the only one ranked in the top 10. Hideki Matsuyama, Bryson DeChambeau, Jordan Spieth are 3 of the next golfers in there. They are ranked 11, 12, and 14 as of right now. Might have shifted with the match play there, but still 4 of the world's top 15. That's not bad for a week before a major. Abraham Answer, Tony Finau are also there. Top-ranked player, already mentioned this, Rory McIlroy. Now, on my first clicks here this week, we do have some pricing out from Yahoo, which I'm going to tell you about a sweet deal right after I finish off with this, and also some odds to go over. Rory McIlroy, it's his first trip here since 2013, but he's made it a point saying, listen, last year at the Masters, I got really antsy just sitting around waiting for the event to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this year, and he came in second the one time he did come here. He's an excellent driver of the golf ball. And if he can get that club going this week, I can expect him right in the thick of it as well. And Jordan Spieth looking for his first win of the season first top 10 in quite some time as well. They're coming in at $47 and $46 on Yahoo, and 7.5 to 1 and 14 to 1 on the odds bracket. Now, onto my middle, I'm going to talk about Davis Riley. He just lost to Sam Burns in a playoff, but he comes to a course that he won on the Korn Ferry Tour last year, a big reason as to why he's on the PGA Tour, and has a boatload of confidence, I should say. He's coming in at $27 on Yahoo and 65 to 1 in the odds bracket. Lastly, I want to talk about Rasmus Højgaard, who is here off of a top 10 last week at the Puerto Rico Open. He's coming in at $29 on Yahoo and 100 to 1 in the odds markets. What I like about him is we know when he gets in form, the finishes come in bunches. So look for Rasmus Højgaard to have another good week here at the Valero Texas Open. So before I get on out of here, I'll tell you about the sweet deal we've going on with Yahoo this PGA DFS season. If you have not deposited and played or signed up over on Yahoo, now is the time to do so, especially with the Masters coming just next week. If you sign up, you're going to get a free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum with your deposit and first paid contest on Yahoo. That's going to bring you through the Masters. It's going to be a great week to be an Awesemo Plus member. So until then, everybody, stay tuned, of course, for my top 5 values and top 5 sleepers, as well as our 2 live shows, the PGA DFS strategy show with Eric and Ben on Tuesday, and then live before lock with Ben and I on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So until then, everybody, good luck, and we'll see you on the other side. Cheers.